Wheels are spinning.
Hey, Jesus from Mexico, what's going on? Hey, what's up, Andrew? What's up, Sean? What's going on, guys? What's up, River? No, we don't have mics today. No mics. What's up, Kentucky? What's up, Victor? How you doing, buddy? Patricio.
What's up? What's up?
Hey,
that's the easiest
Patricio.
way to do that.
Robert, what's up? What's up?
Feels kind of high.
Missouri. It's not high. Not high at
I like that better.
all. Unplug it.
Let's move that so I don't break it. How's everyone doing today? How are
Yeah.
you doing, buddy? Tired?
I'm tired. I'm
Tired. This has been a long week, man. I think back to Monday,
Yeah.
and it seems like a blur.
Oh my God.
I mean, yeah, I know you almost have to think about like I can remember Monday's car because it was the guy from Michigan.
Yes,
So I
that's
can
true.
remember his car,
Yeah.
but between Michigan and the Subaru that just left, nothing. No, well, okay, I remember the Mazda because the Mazda was just a nightmare. 3 bad cars today, just like 3 nightmare installs. Justin from Directed, what's up,
What's
Justin?
up, man? Matching shirts? Yep.
Yeah.
what we have.
Speaking of shirts, so one of our guys, one of you guys, Johnny. Okay, so we'll get to it. His name's
Yeah.
Johnny. He's from Texas, so he's a fan. He made me a 26.2 sticker, but the one I love the most, which hopefully you guys will be able to see it. Oh, it's white on white. Crap. Trying to add some contrast. Oh, I can't.
like
Dang.
Like this right here.
No. All right. Well, anyway.
Right there, right there, right there, right there.
Oh, oh.
Yeah.
There it is right there. Okay, see the little triangles there on the bottom? They're actually the poop emojis. So, 26.2, 4 poops. Love it.
Control is in
That's-
the house.
that's the best.
What's going on?
Hey. So,
So Johnny,
is this one
Johnny works. Yeah, Johnny works for what do they call?
loud and clear. Hold on,
Loud
I'm
and
putting it
clear?
on.
That's backwards.
I know I'm putting it on backwards, but his logo's on the back, so I'm gonna put it on backwards.
Okay.
All right, here we go. And I got 2 shirts on, so not a great idea. All right, so you can go to
What? What's up, Jason? How you doing, man? Slow down,
We're
slow
uber
down.
prepared today, and by that we're totally not prepared today, which we'll get to in a minute. All right, so you can go to www.lnc. Yeah. What is that?
Yeah.
I can't.
Okay,
I'm
so
reading
you just
backwards.
type loud and clear audio and intent.
There you
That's
go.
it.
They're in Texas, so if you're in Texas,
Go
check them out. Ask
Yeah.
for Johnny. He will help you out. But this
Yeah.
is the shirt. I like the little EQ thing. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
So loud and clear. I'm wearing 2 shirts. Okay, this is gonna get really hot. All right, but anyways, we'll keep it on for a minute. What's up from the West Indies? Hey. All right, so anyways, this week, all right, I gotta take it off. Hold on. So normally the week
I take that.
we have sponsors. This week was
What's
supposed
up,
to have a
California?
sponsor, but this week's sponsor we got really backed up this week, which didn't allow us to get to the full review we wanted to do the product. So normally what we do is we get the product, we play with the product, we show the product, and then we shoot a video on the product. We weren't able to do that this week with this week's sponsor. So we just decided that, you know what, if we can't give it our full attention, we're just not going to have them on. We're going to wait. Now this is where it gets fun, because next week we're not having a show. So no show next Saturday, because I'll be at the Princess Run. Next week is also Knowledge Fest in Cali. So for all the California viewers, your guys are going to be going off to do that. Sorry, it's only for industry people. But we will be going to one next month. We'll be at Indy. So we'll be at the... What's up, Victor?
Yeah.
Can I get a sticker with just the... I don't do any running. Yeah. So...
Exactly. Sponsored by Patreon guys today.
Yeah, Patreon is
Patreon
definitely... okay. So... What we thought we'd do is, along with answering all your questions and trying to get to as many of them as we can, entry level, what would that say about the full cal components? Hold on, let me go back real quick. 27 in Illinois. God, that sucks. Entry level full cal components or entry level Morel components, which is best? 2 P3s imported box currently with Alpine type and front doors. Ooh, so, alright, so that's basically, we're looking at Access versus Maximo. Max, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what we're looking at there. Which one do you want to go with?
I'm gonna go with Axis.
I'm gonna take the Maximum.
Really?
Well, of course I am. Axeman, what's up?
What's going on, man?
Trucker Life in the house. Do you go to Slamology? No, we have not been to Slamology. It's on
I
the
hope
list
you
of
can come to
shows.
Knowledge Fest, Jason.
Yeah, Knowledge Fest Orlando.
In
That would be
Orlando,
the-
man.
Next
Yeah,
year,
yeah,
next
yeah.
year's gonna be Orlando for sure.
Yeah.
But we'll be at Indy and we'll be at Dallas, so we'll get to see Johnny if he goes to Dallas. So, anyways, what I was saying is, I'm a Morel guy. They're both really nice. Yeah, okay, so the easiest way to answer that is if you like a really, really sharp tweeter to go with those P3s, you're gonna want to go full cal. If you're more into a mellower tweeter, you're gonna want to go Morel. I like the mellow, soft sound of the Morel tweeter. He likes the bright metal sounding of the full cal. He loves that sound. So that's really the main
Full
difference.
cal, all the way, man.
Yeah. So Maximo in
Is this week?
So there again, like I said, Maximo has a softer tweeter. So if that's not your thing, best head unit for Jeep.
The waterproof.
So the Alpine waterproof is really nice if you're going to get it wet. However, we understand that most people don't want to spend that kind of money on a Jeep radio. We do a lot of what would have been the 44, the 4500 because they have detachable faces, or we just go the other way and we just get something that's entry level with CarPlay and Android Auto. So a lot of the times we end up doing the MVH 2400, which is the Mechaless Pioneer radio, or we go for the Mechaless Kenwood radio, meaning they have no CD drives. Now, if you want the really nice fitting dash, then look at the Alpine 207 Jeep version, so it's a WRA 207. That one fits and mounts in the best. But you can also get the brackets for the Alpine radio. They're about $80. You can get them from the parts, packparts.com. You can order them there. Or just use the ones that we always use in our videos, which are the...
this one.
This one. Oh, so do I set up a amp without a DD1? Or
how do I set up an amp without a DD1 or a scope?
So that's a funny question. So Ad and I were actually talking about that one last night because he was talking with McNulty. And they were talking about how, it wasn't McNulty, it was Sage. He was talking with Sage.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how, you can hear an amplifier clip when you play a specific tone.
Yeah.
Thank you. So if you don't have a scope or you don't have a
What's up, John?
DD1 and you don't know what you're trying to set your target voltage to, which you can... Some manufacturers will put the target voltage on their website, meaning that you can use a digital multimeter and play in a tone and adjust the gains to a certain voltage, which you can do math on that.
What's going on,
man?
man?
We should shoot that video on how to use do the math.
Yeah.
Like I know JL does it, Phoenix Gold does it. But anyways, so the thought was if you play like let's say a 50 hertz tone, a 60 hertz tone, a 70 hertz tone, you can hear when it goes, when it's a smooth tone and then it goes, ugh. And then, so
like you hear it.
You hear that audible change, and when it goes from, you can hear the amplifier clip because it'll. So the thought is that you play, like 50, 60, 70, 80 loud, and as you're turning the gain up, you can hear that where it gets bad. So that would, and I was like, hey, that's not a bad idea because it will get you're audibly hearing the distortion. So that would be a good thing to try. I think we'll try that one day and just see how that works out compared to like a DD1.
What's up from Cali? What's going on, guys? What do you think about the Infinity Kappas? Did we put one set?
Yeah, so hold
Yeah.
on. So that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
You can hear that sine wave change from to the square clipping. You can physically, you'll hear it go. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
easy to do, especially when you're just playing one frequency. Okay,
Yeah, I mean,
No,
we
the
put a
speakers-
set of
the speakers have to be connected.
Infinities.
Don't do it on mid-range or tweeter. This is just strictly for sub. Mid-range and tweeter, no, don't even try it on that. But for a sub, you're fine. I mean, you can do it at lower volumes on a mid, but I wouldn't do it for mid-range and tweeter. You really have to be on point to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
These nuts, Bobby. All right, so what were you saying?
Dominican Republic. Nothing. I didn't say nothing.
Have you done any iData AR Maestro DSR1s in a Subaru with a Harman amp? Any installation? He says, no, unfortunately, Patrick, we have not. Hey, Dean, Anchorage in the house. Dean, Sony, F-150 Sony, PEC Amp Pro, Fox Box. Dang, okay, audio control. I went to my VXI installed for the front. How would you do it?
Have the PAC-T harness.
How would he do what? How would he install that?
What's up, Robert?
Good evening, Robert. I love his last name. Okay, I want to get my VXI installed for front. How would you do it?
So he's asking if
Okay.
you have to have the T harness.
Well, he said he had the T harness. I mean, I guess I don't know. I mean, you can use the.
Puerto Rico.
Is it a VXI?
The VXI, yes, the
I want my
JL.
VXI installed on the front. All right, so I'm guessing VXI installed for front. How would? So he has an Amp Pro. He has a DSR1. So out of the Amp Pro's front into the DSR1, because that would be fine there. Out of the DSR1, wow, does the VXI doesn't have the DSP built into it? I'm guessing.
it has a
I thought the VXI had a DSP built into it.
it has a DSP.
So is he? Oh, did I read it wrong? So
No.
he didn't say DSR1. So Amp Pro into the so do the front output of the Amp Pro into the VXI. Go into the software for the VXI.
I
Use
lost it.
the that's fine. Use the VXI software to direct everything to the front channels as input, and then set. You know, if you're gonna do tweeter mid because it's F-150, so 1 and 2 would go to the tweeters, 3 and 4 would go to the mid, and then if the VXI has a 6 or 8 channel, use the rears into 5 and 6 to power the rear channels and direct the rear channel inputs into 5 and 6.
Maybe he means active.
DSP, yes. So it would have to be. If you're doing active, then yeah. So Amp Pro into the front channels, into channels 1 and 2, and then use the software to direct the inputs to 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 to inputs 1 and 2, and then set your crossover. Start at like 3.5K at 24 dB. Is a good place to start, and then go the same on the mid-range. Start at 3.2 and then end it at something like 80, both at 24, and just kind of work from there. And that would be a good starting point. 8 channels, yeah. So if it's 8 channels. Oh, well, if it's 8 channels, oh, you know what I would do? Because you only need 6. So I would use 1 and 2 for tweeters, 3 and 4 for driver's door, 5 and 6 for passenger door, and then 7 and 8 for the rear fill. But I would direct everything. That way I could get a ton of power to the mid bass.
Right.
So that would, okay, that's how I would do it. What's the difference between clean power and high res? Okay, so here's what we're going to do on high res so that we can just kind of like, boom, put a nail in that coffin. I talked to Seth from Kenwood, who is the national sales trainer. We've had him on here before. Great guy. The idea is once all these shows and stuff like that get over, we're going to have him on, and we're going to do like a 2020 style where we're just going to ask him a bunch of questions about high-res audio and hear what they have to say about it. Because the reality of it is high-res audio only works if you're feeding it the signal that is high-res. So, for example, if you have standard CD sound quality, okay, you're not gonna. It's okay, okay. The real difference is when you get into the 192, 48-bit, or what is it, 48-bit, 192, 48-bit. Okay, don't work with me. It's been a long week. When you're listening to that FLAC file or the other one that Onkyo does, you're gonna hear it. Okay, but what makes that unique is the speed, and this is the one thing no one is talking about, is the speed of the sound and its capability. So for example, a CD that that plays wonderful sound and only is capable of 10 milliseconds, okay, meaning it is only capable of recording sound as fast as 10 milliseconds. Our ears can hear sound to 7 milliseconds, okay? If you record at 192, 48-bit, it's 5 milliseconds, okay? So though it's 3 milliseconds of difference,
Exactly.
that is going to be where the difference is going to lie, is that the speed in which a symbol is recorded, you're going to hear on a track of high-res track, a 192 kilobit track, that you're not going to hear on the CD thing. Not good with numbers, especially on a Saturday, so there's a bunch of numbers there. There's a guy that talks about this on YouTube out of like Holland or Dane, I don't know. The guy's a genius, and he talks all about this and puts up a bunch of diagrams and stuff like that. But that's really what it comes down to. The biggest thing is when sound comes into your ear, high frequencies hit your ear first, low frequencies hear your ear last. It's a safety mechanism built in when you're walking through the forest and you hear that crunch of a tree. Sound travels very fast and your ear is capable of picking that up at 7 milliseconds. So that's where high res is really going to shine, is faster treble, and that's why all the stuff is on treble and there's no high res subwoofer, because it's not for that. Will you hear a difference if you're just playing CD? Probably not.
All right. Is there any good sub amp?
Enough of that. Yes, high res sucks for Bluetooth.
Is there any good sub amp that I can use the speaker level output on my factory sub in my 2019 Raptor?
2019 Raptor is going to have fake engine noise. So the first thing you're going to have to do before you do anything is have the fake engine noise turned off, either by the dealer, or if you're one of the cool guys that has the ForScan and can go in and program it off yourself. One of those two things have to happen to have that shut off first. Okay, once you have that shut off, yeah, you can get into an audio control amplifier, because an audio control amplifier is capable of taking that amplified output, because it essentially has an LC2I built into it, which is capable of taking 22 volts of input. Or you could just use an LC2I and hook any amplifier you want up to it. But the LC8 or LC 1.800 would be a great amplifier, or if you're just trying to go big balls, do the LC 1.1500, which is the new one.
Yeah.
That Big D Wiz is going to review, or just reviewed, or whatever. What is Johnny talking about? Passive crossovers?
He say if that's true, that the crossovers take power from the amplifier.
All right, so passive or active, it seems to be like the $1 million question. Do I do active channels and do I do passive channels? So it's kind of a trade-off.
Yeah.
Passive crossovers do consume a little bit of power, but it also gives you the ability to use one channel to power two speakers properly. Your home audio system has been doing this for years. Most of the time, you don't see a bunch of people screaming about their Mark Logans or their Morel home speakers or anything like that not being able to, I don't have them all active. No, you have this giant crossover built into your home speaker, and you play it and it sounds great. It's not even a debate with these guys. Now, a lot of the times they'll buy amp, meaning there'll be an amplifier just for the high section and an amplifier for the low section. Starting to sound familiar? So, yeah, passive crossovers, they take a little bit of power. But on the flip side, to go active, you have to have a channel for every single speaker. So, if you were to buy an amplifier, let's say an 8-channel amplifier, to go active, it's going to be an expensive amplifier, as opposed to just like a 2-channel with 2 passive crossovers, maybe a little bit bigger amplifier, maybe an AB class amplifier, just to power those 2 components. In the end, it just comes down to personal preference. We've done both. Now, I will say where you're going to notice the difference right off the bat is when you're doing DSP and time alignment. If you're trying to get the most accurate time alignment possible, that's when active really shines. And the reason why is because if you have a tweeter here and a mid-range here, obviously there's a different distance there. When you're doing when you're doing passive
You're
time
never
alignment,
late to the party, man.
yeah, when you're doing passive time alignment, you're basically going to the mid-range or to the tweeter, whichever one works. Sometimes we do mid-range, sometimes we do tweeter. We just play with it and see which one we can get the best sound out of, give us the best center image. Now, you're going to get a good center image. We do a lot of passive systems, and we get amazing imaging. It's a wonderful thing. However, if you want like the most, like I'm going to get technical as all get out, then having the ability to time align each speaker individually and then EQ each one individually really tends to shine.
Yep.
However, it's like showing up with a phone book when all you need is, a pen and a pad of paper, because you're really gonna have to get deep in it. So it just comes down to, is good enough, or do I really want to go crazy?
Yes, Steve. Yes, I like it.
What was it?
So breaking news.
a beer question.
Apparently,
What was the breaking news?
No, hang on. Christian said that's a DSR1 update today.
Yeah.
So if you have a DSR1, make sure you take.
It's for Bluetooth.
There you go.
Mr. Smith.
Yeah.
I'm late to the party. I brought dip. Hey, you know what? I called you yesterday, Jeff, and what I
You
wanted
don't
to
answer?
talk to you about. I talked to Aaron today because he stopped by to drop off some shirts. So you should ask Aaron. Tiki Hut. So all I gotta say is Tiki Hut.
Tiki Hut.
Tiki Hut.
Eh.
You remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tiki Hut. Ooh. Anyways.
Good job. Good job on the Chevy.
So yeah,
1500,
the update for the DSR1 is for Bluetooth connectivity when doing updates. So like we
haven't done mine.
updated that one for the guy the other day, and he showed us the door panels that Andrew did, and they had to do another update because they were having issues pairing the
With
Bluetooth.
Okay.
So yep, it was a Bluetooth update.
Okay.
So if you don't have any problems, don't touch it.
I don't have any problems. So I'm not.
How's the weather? Weather's actually been gorgeous. We've been getting some rain.
Really? Because I haven't seen nothing. We've been
we
here.
got rain last weekend. It hasn't been bad. It's cool at night. One night this week was too cold.
Yeah.
So I had to go to the gym. But other than that, it's been really nice. Last night, the night after that, wore a jacket. Last night, didn't wear a jacket. So yeah, it's not bad.
All right. So
good stuff.
please post a DSR1 stock radio tuning.
So, I mean, for the most part, the two DSR1 videos we have up pretty much cover all the tuning and what we need to do. Really, the only video we could do hooked up to a stock radio is going to require some form of an RTA so that we can go in and show you how to DEQ it.
Yeah.
The problem is most of you guys don't have RTAs, so that's where it gets kind of difficult. So, yeah. But, yeah. We're trying to come up with
71,
more DSP
Florida.
type stuff.
Too cool.
Speaking of DSP, when we were talking at the show, one of the things that we just got in for review, I'm really excited about. Hold on.
Alpine ILX 107.
Does anybody know what this is?
Of course.
No, I don't know. Has anybody ever seen one of these guys? Okay.
It's all over the place, man.
Has anybody seen one of these? Let me know. Have you seen it? Do you know what it is?
Probably Jason has one.
You can yeah, like a Christian. You can play with mine. Okay, we might.
Yeah. What time
is the 30s and raining here? Not great. Ooh, yeah, no. We had that one day in the, as you know, Jason, where it was cold and rainy.
Yep.
But this right now, this is on the bench right now, and I've been lusting over this all week.
Yeah.
So I'm still waiting to see if anybody knows what it is. Will a T-harness work on my 2000 NYX Maximum Platinum to wire in an Audison processor without having to cut the factory plug? If you have the Platinum system with the outboard amplifier, probably not. If you have the base model system that just doesn't have the outboard amplifier, yes, it will totally work. You can pick up the T-harness from Metra, like the one we used yesterday. In the Sentra.
Yep.
So it would have to have the basic stereo. So if it has all the amps and stuff like that, not. Looks like a Kicker amp DSP. Ah, very close, very close. Yes, amp / DSP. Yes, yes it is. Q-Class amp, Brian. Yeah, the unicorn. It is not a unicorn. Believe it or not, it is a Q-Class amplifier.
Yeah.
That's right. This is the Q-Class 1005 DSP amplifier. And boy, let me tell you, we've been having all kinds of fun with this guy this week. So, really look forward to the review on this guy because, man, this is a fun amp to play with.
What?
Zapco
Zapco DSP.
It says kicker right there, man. It's like, really big.
No, but it's that is the light.
Yeah, the light is turning. This is a kicker Q class.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm really liking this amp. So, we always get picked on because we always have things that, we always say, oh, that was amazing, and oh, that was cool. That's because we pick cool things.
Nope.
I mean, really at the end of the day,
A really big key. That would be cool.
Dude, I know,
yeah,
right? But
yeah.
this is where the key came from.
Yeah, exactly.
So
we never use circuit
breakers.
Circuit breakers, never.
Never use circuit breakers.
Only
long
fuses.
story on the circuit breaker. Safe thing to say: when a fuse blows, it's blown, and you have to replace it. Circuit breaker blows, you go, you click it clicks again. You click it, you click it, you click it, you click it. Something's wrong.
Yep.
Okay, that's how you burn a car down. So the other thing we've been playing with, this was actually supposed to be the sponsor of the show today, is this guy right. This guy right here, which is Bass Restore from WaveTech. Ooh, you guys have been waiting for this guy. So big key, I wish. What is a Q-Class amplifier? So a Q-Class amplifier is Kicker's DSP all-in-one amplifier. So basically what that is, it's a 5-channel amplifier. It's 70 by 4 and 500 by 1. So
Yes.
70 by 4 at 4 ohm, 500 by 1 at like 1 ohm, 2 ohm, I think. And then it has a full 31 band EQ for each channel. Selectable crossover. Selectable. Okay, slow it down.
That's right, Jason. No.
So it's a 5-channel amp.
Not
It's
yet.
essentially what it is. So you can do tweeter mid, you can do front rear, you can do left mid bass, left mid range, left mid bass. So it's a whole thing. But what makes it unique is some of the cool things that we can't talk about yet because we're still working on covering all the layers in which it does need stuff. So, but easy enough to say. It's a DSP amplifier. They have software. It's Windows only, which is the thing that kind of really. But it's really sexy amplifier. There's no doubt about it. But anyways, back to this. They're going to be the show sponsor 2 weeks from now when we come back. We're going to have a big TV here so we can actually, because we have the cool DMRTA that we can pair up to a TV, so we can actually show you the Bass Restore working from this guy here. So this just came out from WaveTech, so we'll talk about it more in a couple weeks. Dean, best box for 2 Kicker Comp RT, Fox Box, Q-Bomb, Brightstar, A-Trend. Really, the A-Trend would probably be the way to go with for the Kicker Comp RTs. Foxbox would be if you wanted to go non-RT. So if you just want to go like Kicker Comp, regular subs, like you want that deep back of the head, go with the Foxbox. Don't do the RTs. If you're gonna go shallow mount though, the A-Trend is the one we use 90% of the time, 99% of the time.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's that. I will say that the Foxbox, you got to pull the seat out. It's really big and cumbersome. If you want clean and sexy, the A-Trend box. The A-Trend box is definitely clean and sexy. Q-Class is Kicker's SQ high quality lineup. It is.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, really? Okay,
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me shut this off because apparently everyone's back to text messaging again. Don't you hate it when you get caught in those text messaging groups and it's like you don't even want to be part of it, and every time you delete yourself, someone like your daughter keeps adding you back into it?
Yep.
Anyways, so the Q-Class just had a price reduction, which is one of the things that made it real appealing. So it's been out for a couple years. It's an established product, and I was like, wait, they make a 5-channel? How did we not know about the 5-channel? I know, right? LOL capacitor, extra battery. Extra battery! It's always an extra battery. So Kicker's Q amp or audio controls. Okay, so they're 2 totally different animals. I'm going to tell you right now. That's a great question. And that's going to be one that we're going to leave up to you to decide. The one thing about the D61200, it's a bigger amplifier. It's a way more powerful amplifier. It's also a more expensive amplifier. Now, what separates the two, obviously there's software. So the nice thing about the audio control is that you have Windows, Mac, iPad.
Yeah.
Just Windows. But the audio control will always be the go-to amplifier if you need to do summing, because and we're going to actually shoot a video on this because we've talked about it a lot and we skirted around it, but we've never really like gone, hey, these are the features and these are how they work.
Yeah.
We know that other guy, Mark, that has his channel kind of does it, but he doesn't do this for a living, so we can actually give you real world. Who knew? But the audio control has a tweeter input and a mid-range input on channel 1 with a mixer for it. What that allows you to do is if you're putting in something that has a front tweeter and a front mid, you can use one channel with 4 inputs to do that. You can also use it to mix in other things like Bluetooth phone or anything like that. So the audio control is an animal into itself.
Lori
it is kind of
love you
the...
anymore.
What's that?
Lori doesn't love you anymore.
Lori totally loves me. She's the one that sent me that.
Yeah.
Dude, Lori's totally in love with me. I love Lori, and there again, that's why we asked her for that amp, because it was like, dude, I need this. Because there again, as you guys know, we talk about it a lot. Budget. Dustin, what's up? Budget is a big issue. Is it spelled Atran? I don't know. I just always Google Atran boxes and it autocorrects, and I go, that's the one I want. So, anyways, we're going to play with that. We're going to have a lot of fun. What's the difference between AC-BT versus the DM Link audio control? What is a DM Link? So the AC-BT 24 is the Bluetooth dongle for the amplifiers slash...
The DM RTA.
DM RTA.
What is the DM Link?
So,
It's not just the...
So this is the AC-BT 24. This is the Bluetooth dongle that plugs into the expandable port, DM-RTA, the D12600 or 61200, the DM810, and the DM608. So this will allow you to stream music to it, as well as stream or use your iPad or Android tablet to adjust it. That's what this is. The DM Link, I have no idea.
I'm gonna find out.
Oh, the DM Link. Oh, I wonder if that's the iData piece.
DM Link.
I don't know. It might be for the AR, maybe. Anyways, keep talking. Audio control DM Link. Yeah, you're there. What is it?
Yeah.
Tell me what a DM Link is.
DM Link.
All right, hold on. All right, gosh. DM. And this is why we like to have these parts. I'm just saying, so we can show them and say this is what we're talking about.
ADS, exactly. Is the ADS Maestro plugged in? Yeah.
Okay, all right, good. What a guess!
Boom.
Hey,
audio control
there's
wins.
The unicorn. All right, so the DM Link is so that, which is coming, it should be out here soon, I'm assuming. What that's going to allow you to do is, like, if you have a DSR-1 or an AR, so for example, if you have an AR, the iData AR, and you're going to use that to go to a Kenwood or a Audison amplifier. If you've ever seen the video we've done where we take the Kenwood 600 DSP or DSP 600, I don't know. It does the same thing as the DSR-1. It allows you to talk to it directly from the radio. So what that is going to do is that's going to allow you to do the same thing. So audio control amplifiers will be AR compatible. So now, instead of having to put in, let's say a D612,
D61200?
No, I was thinking the Kenwood amplifier.
Yeah.
So now we'll have 3 amplifiers to choose from. We'll have the Audison, we'll have the Kenwood, and we'll have the audio control.
Yep.
So that'll be wonderful. It's going to ship soon. We'll have one. When we get one, we'll talk about it. Ooh, which brings us to another point.
Yep.
Thank you, Audio Control, for pointing that out. Is they are sponsoring us this year in Indy. So when we go to do this show in Indy in a month, we'll be doing it from the audio control booth. So if those of you guys that are new to the show, if you didn't catch last year when we went to Dallas, we were being hosted by Amp
If you guys want to see the RTA,
so
Chris
this
is
year
going to be there
on Saturday, because we're going to do 2 live shows. We do a Friday show, we run around and show you everything that's there and talk about it and all that fun stuff.
Yep.
Then we do a Saturday show like today where we bring in a bunch of people that work in places and they tell us where they're from. So if you live in that area, these are, for those who don't know what Knowledge Fest is, it's our industry's Super Bowl of motorsports. Not really. It's our industry's where all the guys that want to learn more about car audio and get better at their craft go to learn. So it's 3 days of learning networking, learning, hands-on, classes,
What's up, John?
no sleep, crazy nights.
W.
And so this year, when we go next month, audio control is nice enough. We're gonna do the show from their booth.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. Chris Bennett is gonna, and then
We're gonna see.
it's gonna be crazy.
We're gonna see all
crazy.
the product that they have.
So,
it's gonna be nice.
what do you think? What do you think of the Pack LC1?
It's good.
That's the one.
That's the volume.
Oh yeah, we use that
the
one all the
universal.
time. Yeah, we use that one all the time. I've used that thing for years. It's great. Dean Fernando, what are your suggestions for matching in the B&O radio that's coming in the new F250s? Would be a larger. What would be okay? So the nice thing about the F250s with the B&O system is they didn't go to the new bus, so it doesn't use the A to B bus. It still uses the same bus as the old Sony bus. So you can still use an Amp Pro in the new F250 2019, and you can still use an AR.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean? That means that turns off that fake engine crap for one. Not that the F250s have it, but
No, it doesn't have it.
you can put an Amp Pro in there and get a perfect line level output for your subwoofer. Doesn't matter if you can do mids and highs or anything like that, you still get that perfect line level output. Now the F250 has that nice space now underneath the seat. So I don't know, maybe 210s, 410s?
Yeah.
Go crazy? You know.
Yeah.
Best head unit company. Really? Are there any?
Depends.
I mean, you know, at the end of the day, each head unit, there's three. Okay, we were talking about this the other day. There's, 5 head unit companies. Sony and JVC are kind of like the two over here. And then you have Kenwood, which is actually, JVC Kenwood is one company, but Kenwood is more popular than JVC, depending on where you live.
Okay.
Alpine and Pioneer. Pioneer is the 800-pound gorilla in the room because they're the most obnoxious. Hey, we're Pioneer. Even though they're ones that keep losing money and have just been bought by a Chinese
they
company.
go like this, but they still.
They kind of set the tone and they sell the most amount of crap.
Mm-hmm.
After that, you know, you have Kenwood, and after that, you have Alpine, JVC, Sony, and I'm sure those three flip around. But the top two are always the top two right now are gonna be Alpine and Kenwood.
Mm-hmm.
That's not to say any of the other ones make great products, you know, and they all have, I feel like, their niche. The high-end audio guys tend to gravitate more towards the Kenwoods. Not to say that there's anything non-high-end about a Pioneer, but I feel that more people, now we're talking about screens here, because I know the PRS-80 is whatever, but, and there again, I know if you're a Pepsi guy, you don't drink Coke, and if you're a Coke guy, you don't drink Pepsi, so those two products are your Coke and Pepsi of the car audio world. Alpine is Alpine. So Alpine is one of those products where if you're an Alpine fan, you're going to just keep buying Alpine.
Yep.
It's nothing wrong with that. It's Alpine is Alpine. Sony is that brand that is kind of cool, kind of nifty. I like to think of it as car audio light in that you don't have to be into car audio or anything. It has a knob. It's very easy to use. It sounds good out of the box. And it's very friendly.
Yep.
So I think that's where Sony is excelling at. JVC is JVC. You know, they make some neat stuff. You can touch the screen.
I use the Foxbox on the pod.
But yeah, so that's kind of how all three of those characters break down. I use a Foxbox and a Pack Dash kit.
That's awesome.
Okay, Alpine F-150 sounds great. Thanks for the suggestion. No, thank you, Nick, for watching.
Will you recommend a Polk audio?
All right, what is Scotty saying? All what you like in the unit. So
it depends what you like.
The head unit question is funny because best sounding dead material. Also, how do you determine if F1 has fake engine noise? So we'll get back to, okay, so we'll get to the fake engine noise question here in a minute. I put the factory radio back in my car, as we know from the videos, because it just, nothing was working for me. Dash kits were driving me crazy. There's a bunch of new dash kits coming out, so I'm going to wait to play with those. What did I like when I was playing with it? You know, honestly, I'm thinking about going with the Sony GS9. So for those of you who don't know, that's the real expensive high-end Sony, because I don't need a backup camera. I don't ever look at my radio. The factory radio has the screen, just simple. I just need a volume knob. I gotta be honest. I need a volume knob. I listen to some FM talk radio, and I listen to Tidal. That's it. So
Okay.
I just want to maximize those two things. I don't need a lot of other stuff. Now, as far as the F-150 with sound treatment, we use Roadkill. As far as how do you determine if it has fake engine noise? Two things. One, if it has the factory Sony system, or if it has the factory Bang & Olufsen's B&O system, it's got fake noise. That's it. Now, for those of the F-150s that don't have that, and by the way, if you have the Sony system, it's easy enough to bypass. It's 4 wires at the amplifier. You can Google it, and there's somebody that's how we always figure it out. The B&O system, that one, unfortunately, you need either FORScan or you have to go back to the dealer and yell at them and tell them to turn it off. They're going to charge you anywhere between 120 to 140 bucks. They suck.
I like that, Sonny.
Now, as far as GS9, yeah, okay, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the, how do you determine if, like, let's say the newer vehicle has fake engine noise or doesn't? So, like a 2019, there's a 2.0 and then there's a 3.0. The 2.0s, which are the more popular of the trucks, do not have the fake engine noise. The 3.0 has the fake engine noise. So if you have the small engine, you're golden. If you have the bigger engine, you might not be so lucky. And that's really it. It's kind of the thing. The other way you can test is with an RTA. If you have an RTA, you can tap into the driver's front speaker, close all the doors, make sure the microphone is off,
Yep.
and then rev up the engine, and it goes woo,
You need an RTA.
woo, woo, and you go,
Yeah.
because there's no way to shut it off without programming. What's up from Colorado? How does a tailgate handle cam from Chevy compare to the license plate cam you guys install as far as picture resolution? Well, I can tell you this. The picture resolution on a factory camera typically sucks. Sucks bad. We just had a guy in yesterday, had an F-250, and we just did the Cadillac.
Yeah.
The Escalade. That didn't look too bad. Didn't look great, but it didn't look too bad.
Yeah.
Now, typically what I can tell you is this. If you have a factory screen and the camera's on the factory screen, meaning you have like a 7-inch touchscreen or an 8-inch touchscreen in the dash and there's a backup camera on that, when you go to the aftermarket radio, it's going to look identical. Where you run into the problem is if you have the mirror up top that has that little tiny 2-inch by 3-inch screen in it, that's where your backup camera's coming. That guy's going to look like doo-doo when you put it there every time. So like the F-250 guy that was in the other day, he begged us to do it. Dude, can you put my camera? Can you put my camera? I'm like, it's gonna look terrible. It's gonna look terrible. Can you? Okay. He's like, man, I should have listened to you, because he's had it in there for about a year now.
Yeah.
A year or two,
Yeah.
maybe 2 years. Yeah,
He
it's like
should've
2
changed,
years. And he's
yeah.
like, man, I should have left it in the mirror. This thing sucks.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I know. We told you that. Dean, what does that say? That dance? I missed that. There was that dance you just did will make a great meme. Oh, no doubt, right? Just into it. All right, what is fake engine noise? All right, so fake engine noise, for those of you guys that are going, what are we talking about? There's 2 forms of fake engine noise. It's basically under the umbrella of what's called ANC. ANC is automatic noise canceling. And how you can think of automatic noise canceling is for those of you guys that have cool headphones that have noise canceling, either the Sonys, the Beats, I have the Sennheisers, the Bose. When you're on an airplane, you put them on your head, and before you put them on, it's and it goes away. So, car manufacturers have decided, hey man, instead of putting a bunch of sound-killing foam and treatment in the car to make the car quieter, what if we have microphones in the car that listen for that type of noise, play it out of phase or out of polarity, mainly out of phase, in the car, and quiet the cabin speaker-wise? It's something that is not controlled by volume, and it's nothing that you can actually hear because it's just making the car quieter. So if you've ever, Honda Accords use it, Chevys use it a lot,
Yep.
Fords use it. What was the car we did the other day? Nissan. Was that a Nissan? That was a Nissan. Yeah, it was a Maxima.
That was no.
Yeah, it was a.
Yeah, that was an Altima.
It was an Altima. Okay. So, anyways, that type of fake engine noise is controlled by microphones. Now, what those microphones? That's the easy one, because one of 2 things. There's either a control box for it, meaning a whole, like a hub that you can just unplug, or you can just go to each microphone and unplug them, or in some cases like the Nissan, you can hold the magic buttons on the radio, go into programming, and shut it down. That's cool. The other form of fake engine noise, which Ford still refers to as ANC, is because, hey man, we're Americans and we want American exhaust on our V6s. We want to sit in the car and go, and it goes in the car. Outside, it's going because it's a V6 or a 4-cylinder and it has no sack outside. But when you're in the car, you want it to sound, yeah, give me that. Okay, so what they do is they put in a fake growl. So when you go, it goes into the stereo. It's nothing you can audibly hear because it's working in conjunction perfectly with the exhaust. So as the car revs up, the sound in the car from the speakers goes, BMWs, Audis, Fords, Dodge, they all have been using this for years, and it's a nightmare. Most cars, they can be shut off. The German cars typically have some form of a fuse or a module you can bypass. The older Fords, you could just pull wires out of the amplifier, but there's no microphones for it. It's physically just piped in. Now, in some of the Fords, it's in the radio itself, which you have to have programmed off. So, that's essentially what this nightmare is. These are the things that this is why the RTA is so handy to have, because really, the only way you could see it is A, with an RTA, you can physically see it. You can also see it with a voltmeter set to AC, because if your volume is all the way down and you're sitting in your car, your meter should be zeroed out, meaning there should be no sound from it. If you rev up your car and all of a sudden you see voltage come up and go away, that's a bad sign. That means that there's some form of fake engine noise. Now, a lot of people get confused and just assume that these cars have it, and they don't. The other thing you can tell too is after you hook up your system, if your subwoofer starts doing strange stuff, like when you're driving down the road, it's going to try to play that fake engine noise, which can make your car sound like a 12-cylinder. And then with ANC, the actual noise canceling, it creates this perpetual loop because it's trying to cancel it and it's feeding it back in, and the subwoofer's making it louder, and it's feeding it back in and making it louder and feeding it back in, and the next thing you know, the subwoofer's just going, and you're going, what the, oh my God, my pants, oh, shut it down, you know. So, okay, give me talk.
Yeah, yep.
What do you got?
Yeah.
right.
No, Pepe, no, we don't sell those type of speakers. We don't even install it, so sorry, buddy.
Yeah, some good, some bad. Everything's changed. Have you ever installed a horn blaster very loud? Yeah, years ago. Hated that. Did you guys ever do low-level mods with Forscan? No, Shane, we don't. So two things about it. One, I'm not a Windows guy. Forscan is a Windows application. So it's one of those things that I'm not opposed to, because why not? But I would have to be trained on it, and it's kind of like one of those internet things where it's like, oh, if you watch this and you can do, and I don't have a Ford that I can go and play with. So I would need someone that would, essentially like what we do a lot for you guys, where we say, okay, here's what you do. I need that kind of stuff with Forscan, because when it comes to Windows stuff, it drives me crazy. What's your favorite sub of all time? Oh, good. Dang, Jason. Man, he's a great 10-question guy, I gotta tell you, he's a great 10-question guy.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna say the original Ryan XTR, blue or red, because that's kind of what I grew up with. That was my go-to, that's what I grew up with. That's what I started in the industry, was the Orion XTRs. That was like they came out just as I was coming in, and we kind of moved together for several years. And so whether it sounded good or not, I don't know. I just did so much with that woofer. The other woofer that I really loved was the Alpine ZR white-coned woofer. It was one of the first woofers I got to play with that had a 3-inch voice coil, but was a normal woofer like this. But it sounded so amazing. It was one of those woofers you could just do, because it had such a good voice, such a big voice coil at the time. it would go in anything, and it would just sound phenomenal. Yeah, ferrofluid, yeah. Ferrofluid was magnetic oil. They put it in tweeters to keep tweeters cool.
Wow.
Well, Orion decided to put it in their woofers.
Nice.
Not really. Turned to sticky goo. Oh well. Okay, what do you got? I had those Orions in 1991. Yep, 4-channel amp. 150 watt speakers. Should I go 5-channel and add a sub? Definitely go 5-channel. I like 5 channels, Pepe. What do you think?
Yeah.
5-channel, all the way, 5-channel. Hey, if I might make a suggestion. Kicker makes this wonderful Q-Class 1005 with the DSP built inside of it. Has 6-channel preamp input. Ooh, yeah. Just saying. Check it out. Or if you want monster power, go for the audio control LC or D 61200. Lots of power there.
Yeah.
Lots of power. Okay. Like Morale, big voice call. Yep. Okay. What do you got? You got something? I still rock the XTRs. Wow. Really? They still work,
Nice.
Mike? I still have the original Cobalts in my living room. Spare tire sub you like? Yeah, the JBL. This guy. This one. Yeah. That guy.
JBL.
JBL. Bass Hub Pro, baby.
They say JBL.
It was cool. That was fun.
Ever use Sweep and still the ping noise for RTA work? Sweep.
I think that might be an app. Can we have a 4-hour stream? Probably not. I don't know. Maybe. Never say never, but that would be tough. We'd have to put a fan on the webcaster because that sucker would be on fire.
And your
Ever use
opinion,
sweep
what's
instead
it
of
with?
pink noise for RT? Oh, a signal sweep. No, we just use pink noise. I know what you're saying. Okay. What's up, Kevin? Any suggestions for fixing FM reception in a 5th gen Camaro with a pack audio kit?
Do you have problems with your Camaro?
No, I never
On
had
the
any
FM?
problem. No,
No?
not a one. Check the antenna adapter. Make
That
sure
was a
that
power antenna, no?
Make sure that the blue wire in the harness is got 12 volts going to it. That's important. Make sure it actually not just hooked up. Make sure there's physically power going on it, because sometimes there's not. Sometimes radios will not actually have an active powered output for the antenna. So make sure the blue wire's powered up. That actually might have an amplified antenna. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
What is your question about the Mazda? David.
Yeah. So with the pack kit, it has the amplified antenna. So there's this blue wire right here. That blue wire has to have power along with it has to have power on the main brain. There's a blue wire on the
That
brain.
would be cool.
So you have the two blue
That would be cool,
wires
man.
that you have. Hey, what's up, Carphonics? Canada in the house. So you got to make sure you have those two blue wires hooked up. The other thing you want to do too is inside here, inside this, there's a little pin. You need to make sure the pin is straight. Go ahead.
Daniel, it depends. Sometimes we only have one car all day. Sometimes we have 3, 4, 5, depends of the systems that we put in every car. So, yeah.
Yeah, today was what, 3 cars? We're doing good, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking. Going to Knowledge Fest? Making the trip down from the Great White North? Do you guys hook up battery chargers when tuning a DSP? No. And the reason why is because typically a battery charger induces a buzz into the system. So we just play it at a normal listening level and, not. And then when we're tuning the car, it's at a normal listening level while we tune it. As soon as we're doing the critical listening portion of it, we actually start the car and let it run turn on the AC. We want it to act like he's listening, you know, like you're driving down the road. So we want the noise from the motor. We want the AC blowing, so that we can kind of see if we got it right. And then we'll turn it on, we'll turn it off, we'll do the engine on, engine off. So we do like as many like real world testing as we can. I'm going to California. Yes. Oh, that's cool. We're not going to Cali. We're going to the Indy.
Robert. No, man, we use the pack SWRC. We don't use the Metro one. What can I say? We try and we work with packs, so.
Okay, so not that there's anything wrong with either one of the steering wheel control modules. The reason why I like the RC is that I control its destiny. There's buttons on the side of it. There's a dial.
Yeah.
I turn the dial and I press the button, and it does what I want.
The Metro is the same. You can do the same thing.
But for the most part, it auto learns.
It's auto learns. Yes.
So if you can't get past the auto learn thing, then you know, so that kind of drives me nuts.
Yep.
I'm all for button turn dial work.
We don't sell JL also, so I don't know about the JL amplifiers.
I subscribe.
What?
Carphonics. Well, it's nice popping in. Also, you guys haven't subscribed.
I subscribe
to me. I subscribe. I'm a YouTuber. I follow your channel. I watch it all the time. I don't ever comment because I don't like commenting, but I do subscribe to it.
Yep.
Gotta keep a tab on everybody. But anyways.
Yeah, what's that? Okay. Do I have to put what?
Where? What were we looking at? Hey guys, put a head unit. Okay, what does it say? Will there be a 2-hour stream? Maybe for Thanksgiving. How do I put a new speaker wire when I put in new aftermarket radio and speaker and an amp? I have a 2000 Honda Civic. Okay. Why do you need the new speaker wire?
Do I have to put new speaker wires?
No, you do not have to put new speaker wires
Well, it depends what kind of system. I don't know if you're gonna go like all crazy and 120 watts.
See, Victor?
Yeah, you probably have to run new wires. But if you just, regular speakers, not crazy, factory wire is
basically
enough.
Anything from, let's say, 100 watts down, you should be okay with the factory wiring. Love
Good night, Victor.
We love you too, man. Thanks for stopping by, Carphonics. If you guys are interested, he has a YouTube channel too called Carphonics, oddly enough. So check him out. Carphonics YouTube keeps...
Yep. Sorry, what's up? Sorry, I'm late. What's going on, Donner?
So maximum screen size for 2015 Highlander. Right now, the maximum screen size is gonna be a 7-inch, which seems to be all that. Or you go with the Halo
9, man.
Go to Halo 9. You can fit the Halo 9. There you go. 9 inches of Halo 9.
9 inches.
Yeah, baby. Definitely want to get the biggest screen. Now, that's really going to be if you want the biggest screen, or you can get which isn't out yet, so we can't even talk about it.
Thank you, Audio Control.
Thank you guys for another great show. No, we'll see you real soon. I'm assuming that's got to be Chris. Thank you guys.
Maybe somebody else.
It might be.
Audio
I don't
Control.
know.
Thank you.
I need that plug. Okay, guys, listen. It's been an hour.
Yeah.
I know, right? Hard to believe, but it's been an hour, so we're going to let you guys get on with your weekend. Couple things, of course. D&F Tool Drawer is a place where you can find all the cool tools that we use in the install. Definitely want to head over there, check it out. Just head over there anyways. It's a lot of fun, and of course, there's links to Amazon so you can pick the stuff up.
Yes.
Teespring/store/5stars where you can get t-shirts. All different types of t-shirts. We have a ton of them on there, and they are cheap. We basically just do it to do it. Patreon. We have a Patreon page. If you want to become a Patreon member, you get a video version of the podcast. That's right, we do a podcast. We do a podcast, audio podcast only for non-Patreon members, but if you want, we do a podcast twice a month.
Yep.
You can find it on iTunes, Google Play Store, and Podbean. That's where it's at. What did I forget?
Patreon, Tool Drawer.
Yeah, that's the
that's it. That's it, man. You guys got it.
As we always say, have a safe weekend.
See you in
Uber,
2 weeks.
Lyft, they're cheap. Use them. Don't do anything silly. Monday, no more coupon codes. That show's over. Monday we're gonna have Aaron from Pack on the Facebook Live show.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a fun one. We get to hear about Best Buy because he used to work at Best Buy.
Now
he trains the Best Buy guys, which is kind of
That's
a
awesome.
circle of life.
Yeah.
He's a car guy. He's rebuilding some old cars.
He's a car guy and then become a stereo guy.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
and he's young. I think he's probably going to be one of the youngest guys we've ever interviewed. So that'll be
Okay.
cool. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. Remember, next week is not gonna be a show.
Next Saturday, no show.
So
'Cause we're doing
see you
the
in
Disney
2 weeks.
run.
See you in 2 weeks.
See you guys in 2 weeks for the Saturday
Yeah.
show. But we'll see you on all the Mondays.
All the
so
Mondays.
There'll be a Monday show each and every Monday this month.
And if we don't answer your question, please
sorry.
try to do it again.
Yeah,
We tried.
you know what to do.
Yeah.
You guys have a wonderful weekend as always. We'll see you later again next time. We'll see you Monday.
Peace out.
Have a good
Peace out.
weekend. Bye. Bye again. Bye. Remember. Oh yeah, forgot. Oh, still got my shirt. Go see Johnny. Loud and there you go. Go see Johnny in Texas. All right.
You still here?
I'm still here.
Wow.
I'm stopping it now.